I'll be talking about net neutrality. So, the essential question for my social studies project will be how can the greed of man influence other people in society? So, what is net neutrality? Well, it was first introduced in the Obama administration under, Obama, and net neutrality is basically the freedom in internet. And one of the rules, to be precise, I like how globalnews.com put it to be it's blocking internet service providers. Oh, this is the law. Blocking internet service providers could not discriminate against any lawful content by blocking website or apps. Throttling providers could not slow the transmission of data based on the nature of content as long as it is legal. And paid prioritization. Service providers could not create an internet fast lane for companies and consumers who pay premiums and a slow lane for those who don't. This is from globalnews.com. So, what are the causes of repealing net neutrality? So, currently in the US, a lot of big corporations are trying to repeal net neutrality. Well, here are some of the reasons. So, there's corporate greed. Corporates like Verizon and AT&T are trying to get more money from the people because everyone uses the internet. So, they're trying to get this rule to take down to earn more money. And powerful people's lust for money. Like it's all for the cash, you know? And one of the side effects is that the government can have direct control over the internet since they could easily have the internet providers might can sell these information to other people like how Facebook did. So, what is the current state of net neutrality? Well, locally. So, net neutrality was a rule that was put in place by the Obama administration. And currently, like I said earlier, big companies such as FCC and Verizon have been trying to repeal these rules. And the large populace, as in the people, have been against repealing net neutrality, as they do the people not much good, honestly. So the current state of net neutrality regionally, as in Canada, Mexico, North America in general. So Canada's telecommunication companies CRTC have stated that they will side with the net neutrality rule. And in April, the CRTC released a statement. The CRTC released a statement saying that it was strengthening its commitment to net neutrality, and internet service providers should treat data traffic equally to foster consumer choice, innovation, and the free exchange of ideas. That was quoted from Global News Network, and from the Freedom Press. I think it was Freedom Press. Mexico had a freedom of internet score of 39 out of 100. So the current state of net neutrality globally. China and Russia has tight regulations on internet freedom, as both has banned some websites and carefully filters what the people sees. So, such as, for example, China has banned Google and other websites, mainly American, and all European countries have tight laws protecting net neutrality. And currently, Australia, down in Oceania, is currently considering the net neutrality rule, but it is a high likelihood that it will be passed. And all of South America, except for Argentina, sadly, have laws protecting net neutrality. The effects of ending net neutrality, local. So poor households might have slower internet speeds in America because you have to. So internet fast lanes are basically that you have to pay more to get a better internet speed, like 100 megabytes per second, some sort. And poor households cannot afford such a fast internet, therefore they can have slower internet speed. Currently, that's not the case. Everyone has the same. Certain websites might be censored, as in there might be a slower internet to a certain website if the company providing the internet does not agree with it. And internet will get more expensive, as I said earlier, and there will be different packages, such as video packages which center on only videos, or like all around packages where will give you everything like normal, but it will be much more expensive than it will be now, and it will grant companies more control on the people as they can censor what the people might see. So, the effects of ending net neutrality regionally. The U.S. might pressure other neighboring countries into disbanding their net neutrality laws, as many Canadian and Mexican companies have close ties to Verizon and AT&T, as they sometimes use their satellites. Well, satellites are, everyone uses them, and large corporations such as AT&T and Verizon have control of these satellites, and they might pressure these companies to change their laws alongside the U.S. And the effects of ending net neutrality globally. As I said earlier, many telecommunication companies with ties to the U.S. Um, comp- corporations might push their own governments to do the same, as poor governments rely mostly on private corporations for their money, and these corporations basically control the government, such as in South Sudan or places like that. And also, if you might not know already, the U.S. is a prime example in the world, and the world looks to the U.S. to set an example to follow them, as the U.S. has been quite successful in their past things that they have done. So there's their solution to net neutrality. It's very hard for a solution, as there's no real one, because it's either a yes or a no. Benefits for passing net neutrality is the people, minority groups, and certain religious groups. So passing net neutrality is basically keeping it the same as usual, and people will pay less for the internet, and minority groups and certain religious groups can be free in the internet as they do now. However, so benefits for taking down net neutrality. Large corporations such as Verizon and AT&T, as I said earlier, they get to censor things that people say, and um, they might have um, censor things that people say, and they have more control over the internet and more money flowing in. Oh shoot. Losses for passing net neutrality. So if net neutrality stays the same, the large telecommunication companies will lose money and lose power. Well, it'll it'll have the same money and the same power, so they don't make any extra profit off of that. And losses for taking down net neutrality is the people, minority groups, and certain religious groups. As I said earlier, these people rely on the internet to have meetings and things like that. But if large companies censor um, this kind of websites or communication tools, then they will have a harder time to meet up. So these are my sources. Thank you.